but kind of something that I was thinking for people that needs to be needs people to do. Like, I find that even in relationships and stuff like that, that people need to do that kind of stuff. They need to set boundaries, and it doesn't matter about your friendships, about like romantic relationships or professional relationships. No matter what it is, you have to set some sort of a boundary. You have to set some sort of a parameter where you feel comfortable within that, and then go from there. And then like you have to lay out those guidelines. And I find that a lot of people don't do that, and a lot of people just say yes, 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 because it's easy to do that and it's easy please. And I find that it's usually to our detriment, and which is not really good. And that then creates frustrations, which then creates anger. And anger can be used in a very, very productive way if it's channeled in the right direction, if it's used in a way that can be productive, not destructive, say. And you can develop a lot from it. Like, in certain scenarios, conflict can be very, very well, and it creates and it develops ideas, and that's fine, debates. But then in other things, you see things where anger it destroys everything and people lose their mind. But a lot of that is all down to boundaries, people not setting their boundaries and going, no, I'm not comfortable with that, I don't want this, I don't want that. And I find that when people don't set those clear set boundaries, that anger comes out it seems very quick, but it's not, because people's boundaries have been pushed, and when they're being pushed and poked at regularly, that's when people go off on one. And I find that on certain situations, yes, your anger then is unjustified. But then in other situations, you see people holding themselves back where they should display their anger, should be like, no, do you know what? Not happening. And those situations are quite important. And I've been kind of thinking about this stuff the last couple of days, because I was having conversations with two people that I'm very, very close with. And they kind of felt guilty and bad that they were suppressing a lot of their upset and anger over things that others had done or whatever others were doing. And they kind of got chatting to him, and I was like, yeah, you should be pissed off that. If you're not pissed off at that, there's something wrong with you, and if like, I found it more detrimental to see people holding that anger in. Like, you don't have to explode, you don't have to get aggressive or physical or dangerous or anything like that. You just have to be like, yeah, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm annoyed, and blow the fuse, blow it, just go bad. Like I do regularly. I blow fuses every now and then, because I need to. You need to get that release, you need to get that snap. And the only thing is, you just don't direct the fuse at the person, don't fire at them, or fire at somebody that doesn't deserve it. But like, anger is quite important, it's quite a natural element of who we are. And we live in a society where we have to believe that we have to be this passive pushover, or that we don't have boundaries, don't have parameters, that we don't feel comfortable, and everybody just goes, yes, 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 okay, yeah. And you're worried about offending people. I don't care if you're offended, good. That means you're alive. And if you're offended by something that is something that you shouldn't be upset by, that's a failing on you, Joe. And we all get offended by things. I get offended by things. I'm a very sensitive guy. Well, emotionally sensitive. I take things to heart, but I wouldn't come across as a very sensitive guy. But I take things to heart a lot. I do take what words people say to me. I do take them personally. Regardless of what it is, even if it's on a professional level or even on a friendship level, it's kind of one of those things that's the way I am. And for those of you who don't know, is that I'm an artist, and I'm also a musician, and like, there are elements that you have to tap into to be able to create, and that you can't just turn that off, so it's always there, always on. But I did find in myself there this week that I needed to set an extra few boundaries, particularly in my professional life. Like, at the end of the day, people will push you as far as they want to push you, and they'll get as much as they can out of you. But at the end of the day, it's for your own health that you need to look after yourself and protect yourself. And I find with people, when it comes to the likes of anger and stuff like that, this is what I'm saying, you need to stand up for yourself. There's a lot of people out there that don't stand up for themselves, that feel like they're worried they're going to upset someone, or they're going to hurt someone's feelings, or they're too passive. Hurt someone's feelings, because I can guarantee you they're going to do it to you. They're going to absolutely annihilate you if you don't. If you're too passive, they're going to walk all over you. And that's where the whole thing about these boundaries, like, you see people there that are just absolutely annihilated for no reason, and they work their arse off, and they're stressed to the eyeballs, and you get the exact same thank you. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what job you do. You could work yourself like a dog, and people go, oh yeah, fine. Or you could do absolutely nothing, and you will get exactly the same thank you, no matter what. And what it is that people think that if they do more, they'll get more respect. It doesn't work that way. You give yourself the respect. You set that boundary, and you set that area of that value in your life where you expect people to treat you in a certain way. And that's not egotistical, it's not arrogant. It's literally self-preservation, self-protection at the end of the day. And there's certain things, as I said, I was talking to one or two people over the last couple of days, and they were trying to understand the way they were thinking, the way they were feeling, and trying to understand why. And they didn't go to anger. And I just found it was like, yeah, you're pissed off. And they were like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. You're fucking angry. And there's nothing wrong with anger. And it's a theme that's been kind of coming up over the last while. And there's a few people that I've been having really good conversations with, and how people have just been mistreating them, and they've just sat back and let it happen, and they're not backing themselves up, or they're not asking people to back them up either. And like, it's kind of more, why did you take this kind of stuff? No, I'm one of those people that certain times I'll be able to call people straight out, and other times I won't. I'll sit back and leave it kind of happen itself as I'm getting older, and kind of more along the lines of kind of sitting back a little bit. But if I need to give it, I will. If I need to stand up for someone, or if I need to mainly stand up for myself, I have no problem doing that. No problem at all. And I find it very strange that people don't do that. I suppose that's just the way I grew up and the way I am. But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting, and I think people really need to stand up for themselves. Put yourself first, and don't be a pushover for anybody. And if something angers you, go through that anger, go through that emotion. Don't suppress it. It's like every other emotion. You need to cry, you cry. You need to shout, you shout. You need to express joy, happiness, all that things. Anger is the same thing. You need to let that out. You need to let it out. But what you don't is let it be destructive. Use it a positive way, and you reuse that energy. But yeah, don't be afraid to be listen to your thoughts, and listen to things that bother you, and set those boundaries. And don't be afraid to tell people, yeah, you've pissed me off. I can't believe you've done X, Y, and Z. Doesn't matter who it is. Power is given to those that we choose. And like, as I said before, like, the boundaries are important. And you put a value on yourself, and you put a value on how much you want to take and how much you want to get out of this life. And I just thought I'd say something about that today. Thought it was a bit interesting that I've noticed it, and I wonder what people's thoughts are, what people think about it, how they see themselves, how they see their environment, and how they see society as it is right now. We are in a culture that's unbelievable, to be honest. It's amazing. I love this country, as everyone knows, and I love the Irish people. And I just really disguise, or just, yeah, a lot of it's disguised and a lot of it's hidden, but we can get out there and see it. But at the same time, the stuff on social media, the stuff that's in the mainstream media, and this narrative that's going around is quite negative, and it's not nice. And I don't believe that people are standing up for themselves, and they're just going wrong with this narrative because it is what it is, and people are going, oh yeah, that's kind of a norm. It's like, no, it's not. It's not right. It's wrong. And it's this thing that the minority, and I mean like the minority, are controlling the majority of people. And if anybody knows their history, not even that too far back, they would know that that is very, very dangerous. Because the minority should never influence the majority. It should be a collective. It should be that everybody is within the one mindset and everybody's coexisting within each other and coexisting well and functioning well. And I find that a lot of social media, a lot of anger and a lot of pain that people are feeling, it's just nonsense. It's bullshit. And I have to say it as that. And this negativity and this way of talking to people and way of communicating with people has just gone absolutely bonkers. People have no real respect for each other anymore. And that's why I say set your boundaries. You set that yourself. You create that. You want to be respected. You put it out there. You will be. And like, I just don't want anybody getting hurt and getting anybody getting pushed around when they don't deserve it. And I've seen it myself. And stand up for yourself and be angry and be annoyed. And if somebody's just been not nice to you, walk away. You keep an eye on my videos. I'll be putting stuff up. Your choice is everything. You choose what you want in this life. Your life is the whole thing is choice. No, we're trying to control a world of chaos, but at the end of the day, it's still a choice. And create those boundaries and set it, and be firm on it, and don't bend. Don't bend at all. If you do, it's your demise. You want something, you get it. You set that boundary. You set a boundary for yourself and an expectation for yourself as well. And I just want to leave there because I'm kind of rambling a bit. I hope people enjoy this. I haven't talked to you in ages. So I went on a very long video. Usually they're not this long, but I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, guys, get out there, see the world, have fun. I'm here down the Gap of Dunlow. I'm just sitting here looking at nature and enjoying it. Herself is at work, so I dropped her off there. And it just happened to be that I was going that same direction. So that was all good. So I'll be talking to her in a while. Seeing her in a while. She's doing her thing. But yeah, all is good, all is well. And I just want to say best of luck to everybody. And if anybody needs any motivations, just give me topics and I'll find stuff. I've been putting up stuff there for people to read and stuff like that to kind of balance out and get plus and minus and whatever. You can counteract them. But yeah, have fun, guys. Talk soon. Love you all. Take it easy.